All right, so everybody wants to play this game in what we call trading, correct? But not everybody is truly built for this business. We know that, okay? Some people don't have the patience. They may not have the capital. They may not just simply enjoy or maybe their passion to trade each day like we do, okay? So if you're a day trader and you're watching this video here, I'm sure you can kind of attest to things yourself because, like for me, trading was all about finding something in life that I love to do. And each person has to do the same, correct? So I became passionate about it once I kind of was introduced to it. I mean, I knew what trading was, but I always thought about stocks, right? But there's so many other opportunities to just other than just trading stocks. So for me, I came across futures, I was introduced to it, and I just grabbed onto it many years ago and have stuck with it, okay? Today I want to show you, because people always ask, is it possible to truly make money trading? Some people think that it's fictitious, all right? They think that, oh, trading is a scam, it's like playing the lottery, you're gambling. It's not gambling, guys, not one way at all or the other. It is purely a business, okay? You can make money from doing it part-time or full-time, like I talk about, just depending on your own schedule. And some people, end up loving once they tap into it, the world of trading, and then they kind of veer off from their full-time job and start trading full-time. So, or you may be working full-time and you start to, dabbling into the trading world and trading part-time, correct? But the question is always this: can you get rich or make money simply by day trading? Okay, now that answer for me, I'm not going to say you're going to get rich or get wealthy. Can you make a living? Yes. Can you make a comfortable living? Yes. Can you get rich? Yes, possibly. It's truly a possibility. Okay, there are plenty of wealthy people out here as well. I mean, look at Warren Buffett. Okay, I mean, he is the ultimate definition of someone that truly understands the markets. Okay. All right, and so many people turn to him and read up on him and listen to what he has to say because, yeah, the man truly knows what he's speaking, correct? Okay, and he has one of the biggest investment companies in the world, okay, globally. So what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter what fashion, what particular path you choose when you get into actually trading. You want to start off slow and build up. What do I mean by that? Build your capital slowly, day by day, all right? Don't think that you're going to get rich or wealthy overnight. No one does, okay, guys? All right? Now, some people may get the luck of the draw. You may have a couple $100,000 here or there. You throw it into the market, you take a trade, and it turns out to be a big trade for you. But everyone that trades strategically understands that even, okay, just taking a gamble like that could end up turning into a big loss, all right? You could throw $100,000 into your account, right? Think that you can ultimately get lucky, or how to trade. Maybe you start dabbling into the markets for about 2 weeks and figure out that I'm ready now, and then you take your first trade, right? You might get lucky. You might strike $10,000, $20,000, or maybe $50,000. Not sure, depends on how much capital you leverage into the market, okay? But we all know, if you're smart, there's so many intricate details when it goes to trading, or comes into play when it comes to trading, okay? We're talking about trade management, risk management. How much should I leverage, okay? When I take a trade, where should I be getting out at? Where my stop is at, okay? Things of that nature. We have to understand and know all these things because we incorporate that into a trading plan of its own, right? Each individual person needs to devise, come up with, create a trading plan for themselves and stick to it. If you're watching this video today, all right, and you're part of this great community, you know what I'm talking about, all right? So many of us have deviated, stepped away, by slight or by big means, from our trading plan, all right? We see something we're enticed by on the charts. We jump into an entry, smacks us on the hand. We look back at our trading plan and we say, we didn't follow our rules, correct? That's the key to becoming and building up capital, building wealth in the same sense. I'm not saying you're going to become wealthy, but building wealth means that you are building money up, all right, to put you in a position to where you're comfortable. You don't have to worry about anything else in life, okay? All right? For me, it's all about building capital, enough money to where I can, kind of leave behind something one day when I'm no longer here. And that's the reason why I share this information as well on this channel, because I want people be able to experience the same in life, be able to enjoy life while we have the presence of being part of this great thing we call Earth, right? Before it's our time to transition and move forward. All right, so what I'm trying to say is we want to be able to set up our families, correct? So we don't know what tomorrow has to bring. Tomorrow's not given. So if something was to happen in an event to where we were no longer here, we want to be able to protect our families as well. And that's what it's all about for me, is being able to leave something behind that to protect my family, so that they're okay when it comes to means of money and being able to pay bills and just be able to live comfortably, all right? But at the same time, if you have young children or people that family, whatever the case is, and you see someone who's struggling and maybe wants to step into the same world of, what we do on a daily basis, help them along. Show them the way, okay? I speak about that. Showing someone how to fish versus just, holding their hand and then just doing it for them each and every day. Show them how to, so that they're well prepared for life and able to do the same. But they have to have the same interests, right? So what I want to show you here on the chart is if you simply follow your same regiment, your same means of structure, meaning strategically following the same plan, I'm not going to say setups, but follow your same trading plan each and every day, sticking to your strategy or strategies, you will become very successful and slowly start to build your capital up. I'm not talking about, even if you start trading with the micros, okay? You don't have to step all in to ultimately the big E-minis, okay? The micros, all right? Or whatever future market that you step into, it doesn't really matter. I trade the index futures. Maybe you trade the currencies. Maybe some people trade grains or meats or the bonds, whatever it is that you love to trade. Stick with the same strategy each and every day. And I'm just going to show you, like even today, okay? 2 trades that I saw, all right? I only took 1 trade today, all right? And sometimes it only takes 1 trade a day, because the fact is, at the beginning part of this year, I talked about where I wanted to more so focus on, I'm still a scalp trader, but allowing myself to take longer runners, all right? What does that mean? Versus picking up 1.5, 2 points every trade or every scalp, I'm looking to pick up, 4, 5, 6 plus points on every move. All right. And some moves on average for me now is 5 plus points a trade. Sometimes I get lucky and it can be 10 points. I shouldn't say really lucky, because when you're into a trade, you should almost feel and know where it's going because you're able to read the charts. All right. So yeah, sometimes I pick up 10, 12 points. All right. But my average is somewhere between maybe 5 to 8 points now. Okay. And that was a goal that I set for myself at the beginning and part of this year. Each year, you should have a goal for yourself, all right? Something that you maybe last year said and saw, maybe where you made some mistakes at, or something you wanted to improve on. That's what it was about for me, being able to improve, and that goal was to be able to have longer runners, all right? I know I'm talking, guys, but I'm explaining some great information, some detailed things that I feel like every trader out there can benefit from. I don't care if you're a swing trader, position, or a day trader, okay? You can benefit from the same thing. So if you're someone that's watching this, maybe you're a beginner trader, maybe you're a newbie, maybe you're an intermediate trader, maybe you're a professional trader. And for me, it's about now, I'm not going to say one and done, because sometimes I do look for those type things, taking 1 trade and be done, step away. We all feel the same sometimes. Okay, I'm up, I'm green for the day. Let me step away before I make a mistake, right? Yeah, sometimes it's best to do that before we get slapped on the hand. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm going to show you, by just taking 1 trade a day, how you can build that capital, all right? And if you're sure, eventually, if it's your goal, you shouldn't be aiming for the riches or aiming for the become wealthy. Allow it to happen, Someone told me a long time ago, all right, and it's the absolute truth, and it's a family member. They said to me, follow your passion and the money will follow. Now, you guys probably heard the same, right? That is absolutely true. I'm going to say that again. Follow your passion and the money will follow. That means put the time in, put the work in, allow yourself to follow something and do something in life that you love to do, and the money's going to come regardless, okay? You'll set yourself up. Don't ever just get into something thinking that you're just going to make a quick buck and then get out of it. Because at some point you may, like I said, you may get lucky the first time, but you may do it the second or third time, and everything you made on the first round, you're going to blow, okay, in that second or third time, okay? So allow the passion to take you somewhere in life, okay? And that's what it's done for me. Now, let's say for instance, okay, I'm gonna show you, okay? There was a trade set up this morning. Now, I wasn't up during this time, okay? It was around, I'd say around 4 o'clock Eastern time, okay? And it's a great opportunity to trade because that is during the London session. London session kicks off some good opportunities. Now, let me, hold on guys, give me 1 second. Let me make sure that is correct. Yes, it was a supply setup. Both of these boxes here or rectangles are based upon supply zones in the market. I trade supply and demand. Supply and demand is powerful, powerful stuff, guys. If you do not understand or know about it, please take the time and watch the videos on this channel, okay? I'm not a mentor. I'm not a trainer or educator, even though so many people on my channel and who are part of the community that we have on Discord call me that, okay? Because they have now, lots of them are seeing the light. They've turned their trading completely around by watching the videos and kind of conversing back and forth, you know, sending messages to me and being part of the community and asking other community members certain questions. We are all learning together. Each one teach one, correct? So what I'm getting at is that people have picked up on how I trade, okay, and the strategy I use, and they're making money. They've turned their trading around, all right? Some of them are maybe at, I'd say better than break even. You know, some of them are really making money, okay? And if you don't believe me, come over to the community and ask. There are lots of people that are still in the process, okay, of learning themselves. Why? Because it goes back to the same thing that I struggled with when I started. Learning something else that you learned from somewhere else, okay? Taking a trading course that kind of mentally screwed you up in the head, okay? And it didn't really start to unfold for me until I took everything off my charts and started trading from a naked chart, okay? But it did not really start unfold for me until I saw and understood market structure 100%. But, okay, guys, I don't want to beat this to death. I know a lot of people are probably saying, God, he's talking. But I'm explaining things leading up to what I'm going to get ready to show you. So please, don't click off the video, okay? Because I have something very interesting I want to show you, okay? Because lots of people are interested how they can make money from trading. Now, let's say you took this supply zone setup right here, okay? And this was at 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? Why is it a supply zone, okay? Because you see this big swing to the downside right here, all right? There was a low here, price pulled back, retested this area here. So now we have pretty much equal lows, price pulls back, takes it out, break a structure to the downside, and all we do is look for a pullback to a demand zone where there was aggressive selling at. Aggressive selling right here. This marks a demand zone. Again, this was a move to the downside, pull back, break a structure lower, taken out below here at 45. Let's just say 45.06, okay? I mark this right here. This is a demand zone. This could be a demand zone as well. This could be a demand zone up here. I'm sorry, guys. If I'm saying demand, I'm so sorry. Supply zone, okay? When I'm talking, guys, I kind of get rushed and I'm thinking about things. These are supply zones. Supplies are aggressive areas where selling took place, you know, to the downside. Demand means where there's aggressive buying to the upside. So please forgive me if I said demand, which I'm sure I did. I meant supply, okay? This was a supply zone after we got the breaker structure below at 45.06, okay? Pull back, I get excited sometimes, so that's why I kind of, you know, use these terms, not say loosely, but I don't use them correctly in one way or the other. I know in my mind what I'm trying to say, sometimes it comes out the wrong way. All right, so this is an area of supply right here. We pull back to it. We're waiting for rejection just to go lower to aim for liquidity. Once price comes back to a supply zone, say in this example, we're just aiming for liquidity below. And then if you got multiple contracts on, take most of your position out and then allow the trade to carry through. Maybe you can pick up some more points, correct? But look, let's just use this as an example. Price pulls back to 45, say 21, okay? It rejects the area at supply, right? We get into the trade. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see here. Let's say we got into a trade at the break here right below, say 45.17.5. Okay. All right, we're in the trade there. Or let's just say, yeah, let's say that 45.17.5 because that would probably be the best entry point once it breaks that. So it breaks there 45.17.5, 45.17. My goal is to take price on down here to 45.09. Yes, 45.09. What does that allow for me to pick up? Think about it, okay? That's an 8-point move right there, okay? Now, that 8 points right there, we'll just do the math right quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a little calculator here, pull it over here. All right, so let's say we got 8 points, right? 8 points, each, and there's 4 ticks in a point. So, all right, now we got 32 ticks, right? Okay, 32 ticks. All right, and let's just say, not let's just say, but every tick on the ES, say for instance, is valued at $12.50. Okay, all right, 400. Okay, that's one contract, so you're making $400 per contract. Okay, now I typically trade with two contracts, correct? So times two, boom, that's $800 on one move right there. Okay, all right. So you may be saying like, well, I'm only trading with one contract, so that's $400 right there. So $400 a day, if that's your goal, okay? All right, $400 a day. Let's just say our goal is $500, okay? Let's say $500. So let's say, for instance, we're aiming for just at a minimum of 5 points a day. That's really easy, guys. 5 points a day, okay? It doesn't matter if you just scout for 1 point at a time, okay? Or just look for one solid trade. So 5 points times 4 ticks and a point times $12.50 a tick, okay? That's $250 on one contract. So if we're trading two contracts, if you stepped up to the ES by now, you're at least trading at a minimum, I would think, two contracts, okay? Because, I go by that 10 times rule. So, which means that it costs $400. There's a $400 margin per contract to trade the ES, right? I have a 10%, not 10%, a 10 times rule. So I believe for me, the rule I come up with for myself is having 10 times the amount of the margin. So $400 times 10 is $4,000 per contract to trade the ES. All right, you may be thinking, well, wow, why would you have $4,000? You could trade a whole lot more with $4,000 if you're trading the ES. Yes, you can, but you want to be comfortable with, having a reserve amount of capital in case you take any kind of loss, right, in your account. So again, we're aiming for 5 points. So if we go 250, okay, that's what we'll make off of one contract, aiming for 5 points, right? Times, if we're trading with two contracts, $500. So we're aiming for 5 points or $500 if we're trading with two contracts. You do that times 5, right? And that gives you $2,500 a week, all right? And let's just say you do that times, I don't know, let's say 52 weeks in a year, okay? That's $130,000 a year, okay? That's a very, very comfortable salary for probably 90% or more people, or even higher than that percent-wise, okay? Now, some people will say, well, that's not getting rich. That's not becoming wealthy. Well, it is a way to build capital, okay? Think about it. If you made that the first year, all right, and you said the second year, I'm going to step up and start trading 4 contracts, all right, then basically you just double that amount then, okay, times 2. The next year you add 130. Now you're at $260,000, which is $250,000 a year into your second year, okay? So you're building capital each year, all right? And then you just step it up if you choose to, all right? So now that I'm at 260, okay, 260, okay? So the first year I was trading 2 contracts. Second year I'm trading 4 contracts, all right? Now I'm in my third year and I'm trading 6 contracts now. So I'm times 2 again, $520,000 into my third year. That means at my third year mark, or going to my third year, I'm trading at 6 contracts. I'm aiming for $520,000. That's more than $500,000 that you could gross trading the ES each year. Okay, yeah. At that point, now you're really building money. Even at $130,000, you're living very, very comfortable, guys. I mean, most people just, if that's your one salary alone, and then maybe you have a spouse or a partner that's making, bringing home, the bacon as well, and so you're making a very good living just off your salary, maybe someone else's, or even if you're an individual person and you're making $100,000 a year, and this was a strategy you wanted to use to be able to build, from one year to the next, okay, it's easy to do so, all right? So you make $100,000 your first year, okay? Then you say, I'm going to step up and start trading maybe 2 times that amount of contracts, 4 contracts, and maybe you could do this even part-time, guys. Maybe you're working full-time somewhere else and you made $130,000 in your first year, or $150,000 in your first year. That money is all plus going into the bank, okay? And some people start stepping up from there. 2 contracts, 4 contracts, 6 contracts. It just depends on the individual or person, okay? Let's say you had the money. Let's say you really have the money to really start off and start investing big into the market, and you really know how to trade. So let's say you're someone that has the capital, you want to start off with 5 contracts, right? We're still aiming for that 5-point minimum, right? All right, so 5 contracts, okay? I'll say 5 points. I'm sorry, 5 points times 4 ticks, okay? Times $12.50 a tick, times 5 contracts, okay? That's $1,250 a day, all right? We do that times 5 days a week, okay? $6,250 a week times 52 weeks in a year. That's $325,000 in 1 year, guys, okay? So it's all about, yes, we know about having the capital. So let's say you don't have that kind of capital, but you made it to the point to where you are, and what I'm trying to say too, if you're making 325, say for instance, on 5 points, that you're going for 5 points, trading 5 contracts. The first year you have the capital to be able to do so, and you know how to trade correctly. And the next year you're going from 5 to 10 contracts. Okay, then you just double that amount. All right, and so you're making what, 650 into the next year. So, and then you just start doing that each year. You know, you bump it up a little bit or moving up in contract size. And I mean, by the third year, fourth year, you're making a million plus a year. So let me show you. If we're going to our third year, we're doing 5, aiming for 5 points. We're keeping it at 5 points, and then we are scaling up, you know, from each year. So the first year we were trading 5 contracts because we had the capital, and then third year we're now trading or going to trading and start to trade 15 contracts. So let's just say 5 times 4 ticks in a point. That's 5 points. Times $12.50 a tick. Okay, now we're doing 15 contracts into our third year. All right, so that's $3,750 a day times 52. I'm sorry, guys, I did it incorrect. 5 times 4, and then we're going to do $12.50 a tick. All right, times 15. Okay, that's a day. Okay, then we do 5 times 5 days. All right, times 52 weeks in a year. $975,000. We approach close to that $1 million mark, right? And that's what you're, if that is what you're aiming for, okay? Everybody is going to be different. Everybody is going to want to, you know, trade, you know, according to what they're comfortable and how they're comfortable trading, okay? For me, you know, sometimes I trade 2 contracts, sometimes I trade 4 contracts. It just really all depends, you know, on the comfortability of where the zone may lie or where we're at, you know, according to what I see going on in price action. It just all really depends. All right. It is definitely feasible to make, you know, well over $100,000 into your first year. If you know what you're doing. Okay. I don't care if you're a beginner trader and you learn the correct way to trade and you understand, and you are now taking or executing great trades. I could say, for instance, I'm sure people who are in the Discord are, and I'm seeing it. They're taking good, solid trades now, and I think those individuals are going to do very well into their first year. All right, even if right now at the 6-month mark into the year, left into the year, meaning we got 6 months left into the year or 4 or 5 months left into the year, they're going to do significantly very well in trading. All right, you know, of course, we want to always be very pay strict attention to, you know, practice risk management as well, but it's feasible, guys. I mean, even if you trade 1 contract, let's just say you're somebody that's just saying that, you know, I want to dabble with the ES because now I'm prepared. I moved over from the micros, so now you're trading 1 E-mini contract, say for instance. Okay, so if we're aiming for 5 points a day, all right, 4 ticks times $12.50 at 1 contract. Okay, that's $250, right? And I showed this earlier on to the video. Times, and we want to do that each day, right? Okay, times 5, that's $1,250 a week, times 52, that's $65,000 a year. Okay, we'll do that again. 5 points, 4 ticks in a point, times $12.50, okay, times 1 contract, okay, $250 a day. If that's what you're aiming for, it's very easy to do $250 a day, I'm saying, times 5 days a week, and then 52 weeks in a year. $65,000. Let's just say you want to trade 1 contract that day and take 1 trade a day, okay? $65,000 is very easy to make, and maybe you're working a full-time job somewhere else. So this is just, you know, it could be supplemental income or just additional income that you know you have. Great income to take and use on a vacation, for half of Christmas, or to do, you know, for the holiday purposes, or whatever it may be. Maybe you want to make or have an additional means of part-time revenue that you can receive or income. You want to purchase some real estate, whatever the case is. This is the means that will allow you to put money away, to have extra cash flow, to be able to do the things in life that you want to do. Simple as that. Okay, so it's just all strategically in how you are looking to formulate and calculate from year to year, on a basis of how you want to build your capital. You know, do you want to leverage more? Do you want to leverage less? You know, it just really all depends. Okay. At some point, you probably want to scale up. You know, if you're trading one contract and two contracts every year, maybe set a goal for yourself and trade a little bit more. Okay. So yes, it is definitely possible to become wealthy. Depending on, you know, what you are putting into the market. Okay. As long as you know what you're doing, or possibly even, you know, to get rich. Okay. You know, if you're doing more than over 100,000 or $250,000 a year, you're doing very well, guys. I mean, even, you know, just like I said, working full time somewhere else and having an additional income of 60 plus thousand or $100,000 a year from trading, that's just gravy on top of the rice. I put it like that. All right. So it's very it's easy to do if you know what you're doing. I'm not telling someone who's a newbie right now that jump all into this business of trading and I'm gonna listen to Mike and I'm going to make $100,000 or $250,000 in my first year and I don't know anything about trading. No, don't be foolish. You have to learn and educate yourself and understand the proper way and how to trade, market structure, being able to understand that, okay? You don't need all the fancy bells and whistles of indicators. I use the volume profile because volume is important to me, but I could trade without that on my chart. It's purely being able to understand what the big banks, institutions are trying to do ultimately, okay? Like I said this before many months ago in videos. It's like reading a book. Once you read, you comprehend what you're reading, right? And you should be able to recite and tell that same story, okay? What took place in that book, okay? Or that novel, whatever it is. It's the same thing when we look at our charts. We should be able to interpret what's going on and trade and understand and interpret, okay? And trade with the banks or the institutions. We don't want to get railroaded and trade against them, okay? So, ultimately, this video here, I'm really trying to tell you it is extremely possible, okay, to build, all right, financial wealth over time in this business, whether you want to get rich or become wealthy, okay, or just want to make a means of income to live comfortable, okay, all right. So you have to really just, you know, I guess gear up and decide which, you know, opportunity or path that you're looking to choose or what door you're looking to open up, all right. And everybody's going to be different. I mean, some people may be on a 1 year plan because they already had they had the capital to really drop in. They understand how to trade, put into their brokerage account and really start doing some serious trading. Some people may be on a 5 year plan where they need to build their capital up in their account to be able to step up in size and start doing things. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people may be on a 10 year plan. Ultimately, at the end, we are all not say we're all we're all going to arrive at the same place in a sense. Okay. With that being in mind, the goal of being profitable. Okay, that is the ultimate goal, being profitable. Understand that. But look, I just want to show you that here in this video today, guys. You know, and express that to you guys because so many people out there just jump into this business thinking they're going to get rich overnight. It does not happen that way. You know, as I said before, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, another example I just want to show you. This here was a supply zone as well. Okay, why is that supply? Well, just take a look here, all right? Price pushes up, pulls back, makes a higher high, boom, breaks lower, break structure right here below 45.18. This is now marked a supply zone. When price retraces to that zone and rejects it, I'm looking to take price where? To an area means of liquidity or below, okay? So I'm looking for price to break right below this last bullish up candle right here and break below 45.23.5. Once it does so, I'm aiming for liquidity right down here below at 14 and let's just say 15. Okay, so let's say we got it in here. Let's just say you got it in here 23 and you took it down here to 15. Another what? Another 8-point move right there. Okay, so if you caught both of these moves right here in today, you picked up what? 16-point move right there. 16 points. Okay, so even though you're aiming for that 5 point a day, all right, and you say, wow, now I picked up actual 16 points. 16 points. So you 3 times the amount of what your goal was for that day. So you're aiming for 5 points, but now you made 16 points. So you 3 times that amount, okay? So whatever you were looking for, regardless if it was $250 a day, all right, 3 times that amount now. So, you know, now you made what, $750 today, okay? Just think of it that way, guys, all right? And these are the building blocks that we put in place to be able to slowly build up our capital in our account each day by day. Some days you'll probably make more. Some days you may not be right 100% at that goal, whatever your goal is, okay? But in most days, it's really fairly easy to pick up 5 points unless we just got something crazy going on, crazy news, the market's just ranging, and you want to just take a day off, okay? And some days you're going to do that. Some days are just not going to be great trading days, and you're going to step away from the markets. So trust me when I say that. But outside of that, that's all I wanted to share with you guys to this day. I wanted to keep everyone inspired and their hopes alive, their dreams alive, and seeing the opportunity at hand to be able to trade. If you're interested in joining our Discord, find the link down in the description portion of the video. Click on it, invite yourself in. We got a great community filled with great team members or traders that are part of the community, and join us on the trading floor. The trading floor is where we come together collectively. We share screenshots of our trade entries. When it doesn't really matter what session, but primarily most of us trade during the US session, and that's where most of the activity is taking place. So we share screenshots of our trades. Traders ask questions, engage. Come over and join us on the Discord, okay? If you're interested in joining the Elite membership, I'm just going to throw that out there because people ask me all the time. The Elite membership, $6.99 a month. You can find that link right here on this video. Here you'll see a join button. I believe it's next to the subscribe button. Click on it. Enjoy the Elite membership. What do you receive? You receive the trade breakdowns when I post those videos, as well as the video playlist. It's just a list of videos that I put together that have helped gear individuals to grasp or understand the way or strategy of how I trade. Okay, so if you're interested in doing so for $6.99 a month, you get the emojis, the badges, the priority reply to comments, the trade breakdowns, and the video playlist for $6.99 a month. And if you don't think that it helps out, maybe you should ask some of the community members, and they will let you know. I'm not going to answer for them, but I can tell you this, lots of people have signed up and joined, and that is for a reason, okay? Outside of that, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch today's video. Look, please subscribe if you're not a current subscriber by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking on the bell next to or I believe when you hit the subscribe button, there's a bell option to click on that so that you never miss one of the uploads. As well, drop a like on the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.